Welcome back to Redneck's Dirty Hands. I'm Pete, and today we're back in the shop, and we're finally going to be getting back on YOMAMA. But before I get working on YOMAMA, I want to talk a little bit about my dad. Now, I'm sure as a bunch of the subscribers to the channel and followers on our Facebook page, RN plus DH, probably already know, my father recently just passed away just after Easter there. So we were, taking some time off to deal with the tragedy of losing, the greatest man on the planet as far as I'm concerned. Losing somebody as important as my dad, it's a big deal around here. JP, myself, my mom, and all the friends, D, Ron, Scooter, Kenny, all those guys, they're all taking it pretty hard. So had to take a few weeks off just to deal with everything and, pay respect to them too. My father, Avelino, was a great man. He was definitely my biggest fan, huge supporter of the channel, and same with JP, he supported us, both his boys, in every endeavor we do. Without him raising us, we wouldn't be the men we are today, that's for sure. A lot of the redneck branding is from, my dad came out here, we've been here 37 years. He bought this chunk of land. He didn't even know there was a swimming pool in the backyard when he bought it. Bought it in the middle of winter, 50 acres out in the country. Do his own thing, away from the city and all that. Raised us right, we had field cars and we were cutting trees and bonfires and, MacGyvering things together to get everything done. It's definitely going to be totally weird not having him in the shop anymore, but we do have Avelino Corner there. He was a huge Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and, they're in the playoffs this year, First round against the Bruins. They're going to do it for the old man, I know it. Not only does he cheer us on, but he's always cheered on the Leafs. Go Leafs, go. Awesome father and grandfather. There he is out fishing with Isaac, my nephew there, hanging out with Kenny and Scooter and, D-Ron and, me. You know what? I'm going to miss him so much. It's, it's hard to put into words. My dad was a hard worker. He worked over 30 years in the steel mill. That man can make steel better than anybody in the world, I think. But you know what? He worked hard, play hard, came over here, bought all this property, raised us, built the shop, dug a pond, and cleared the path and out back, we hunt, fish, all that stuff. And not only was he a huge Maple Leafs fan, he's got to be the proudest Canadian I think I've ever met in my life, because look at the roof of our shop there. Like, if that doesn't say proud Canadian, I don't know what does. And he was always a huge kid at heart. Always wanted a fire truck, so you know what? He went and got one. Parked her in the front lawn. I mean, what redneck doesn't deserve his own fire truck? One Canadian flag is enough. There's another one by his place. And windmills. He loved making these little windmills, old bicycle rims and stuff. Part of, we hauled scrap for years, around here. We have all kinds of bicycles and junk. That's how we're kind of handy that way. We can make stuff out of whatever. We just got stuff laying around. So he loved making those little windmills. So they're all over the place. And there's a few more in the backyard there. Rocking the Redneck's Dirty Hands flag on his truck and another Canadian flag. And in the back window. And then we got his old Cummins, the Dodge diesel here. She's kind of retired, been parked for a while. That there was his scrap hauling rig there. That old Cummins there. That thing's seen more loads than YOMAMA. It's funny because, all the years of him having that truck with the Cummins, that's a 5-speed, 3/4 ton, that thing would pull a house down. And he was so proud of that truck. JP goes out, gets a brand new GMC. I buy a brand new Chevy. He's like, they're nice trucks, but they don't compare to the big black Dodge. Which is part of the main reason why I ended up with the Raw Dog there, like father, like son. I got to have a big black Dodge too. And the apple don't fall far from the tree, Raised by a proud Canadian, going to be a proud Canadian. Even got the maple leaf in between the 4x4. And I mean, it even translates to the beer brand. So that right there, that was his couch from his man cave. There have been a ton of beer drank on that couch, and I think probably most of the world's problems were solved on that couch talking with our buddies there. But I figured I'd pull it out, bring it in the Redneck Corner here, set it down. Maybe we'll do a bit of a podcast, start something up, shop talk, carry on the tradition of having good conversations with the old man. It's going to suck not having him around the table, but you know what? There's always going to be a spot here for him at the table. We got a beer on hand for him all the time with his hat, and you know what? He's always going to be with us. I know it. Cheers, Poppy. Love ya. But I know he'd want us to keep on keeping on, you know, doing what we're doing. So we're going to get back on YOMAMA. Going to finish up the exhaust pipe. And then I'm going to build the cold side, you know, get that intake manifold all built up. So we can get that all plumbed to get one step closer to building the most kick-ass SRX going. Turbo, triple, two-stroke, the Polaris Boost Killer, Ski-Doo Comp Stomper. You know, this thing here, if it works out good, it's gonna gobble up Polaris Boosts and crap out Ski-Doo Comps. All right, so I just got the panels sitting on there because she's all still in the mock-up stages, but we'll get them all peeled off. Now, I already did kind of do a little bit to the exhaust pipe on this. I've got it final welded and all that. As you can see, I've already got it kind of mocked up. It's all basically done. I've got it all welded, and then I gave it the psh of the high heat flat black. That's my hand stamped SRX plate there. That's going to go on there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that all with the high heat titanium header wrap stuff or whatever, just to kind of keep the heat in the pipe and not in the gas tank, because it is very, very close to the fuel tank on there, and that is made of plastic. So she might be a hot mama. But, so we'll wrap that up, and then I got to get going on the intake. I've already got all the pieces kind of fabbed up for it, but I got to weld it all together. So, I mean, so far so good. The idea of how I'm building all this seems to be working out. So I just got the V-bands on there. It's not bolted on right now, but I can pull the whole pipe out as a unit, service everything. And then in here, this is going to be my intake manifold. That tube's going to come out that way, so I can run the charge tube from here to here, clears the exhaust pipe, and then I just got to weld all this stuff together. Okay, so these are all the bits and pieces I got made up to make my intake manifold. Now, all this is just a chunk of, was it 2x4 or whatever, aluminum tubing. That's a piece there. This is just me practicing. This is going to be my charge tube coming off of this. But this stuff is such a heavy wall thickness, and this stuff's so thin. I wasn't too sure how I'd be able to weld it without blowing through this, but couple of practice passes, you know, it seems to be working. That's one of the things. I'm not a professional welder by any means, and the aluminum welding is tricky. It's hard to get a good handle on it. So I just went out and bought a TIG welder and taught myself a little bit of how to do it. And, you know, I hate sourcing stuff out to other people. You know, I'd rather learn the skill myself, invest in the tools, learn the skill, do it yourself. That way you don't have to rely on anybody. So I made these little collars. They're going to be what plugs into the throttle bodies on there. I machined them all down, cut these holes so they all just drop right in there. I'll weld them on, and then just cut some tabs for the back side there. That's going to slide right in there, like so. Come on, get in there, you. That's going to go in there like that. I'll weld that end up, weld the other one up. Then this fella here, set that on there. I'll weld that guy right on like that. And then this one, it was basically just a straight tube like that. All I did was I ran a bead of weld all the way around the edge, and then I put it in the lathe and then turned that little bead on there. So when you put the charge tube on, put the clamp on, it can't just pop right off, because it's all the problems I was having with the old T-Cat. I kept blowing the carburetors right off the motor and popping charge tubes and all that. So we're not gonna be running crazy boost pressure on this thing, but you know, I want to run as much as we can. So yeah, hopefully we don't have any issues. Hopefully it all works, fingers crossed. So let's get this all cleaned up and we'll get welding this stuff together. One of the biggest problems with welding aluminum is it's gotta be super clean. If you got any kind of dirt or anything in there, the weld just goes to crap. So you need a dedicated stainless steel brush. Oh yeah, drop that on the floor. Nice one. Aluminum oxidizes pretty quick, so you gotta clean her off real good, and then kind of get at it. If you let it sit for a while, you're gonna have to do it again. And then you can rub it down with rubbing alcohol or acetone or something like that. So get her all cleaned up, then we'll hit her with some welds. One of the things about welding up this aluminum too is because this stuff is so thick and this stuff is so thin, a lot of times what helps is take like a propane torch or whatever, and then you preheat this base material so you already get the heat in it, so you need less amperage from your welder so we don't just melt this away to nothing and make a mess of it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld these end caps in first because this is thick material, and just by welding it is going to put heat into this piece. So I'll weld these two guys on first, I'll flip it over, I'll weld all these guys in. That way this piece will be stinging hot, and then hopefully I should be able to go fairly quick and easy around this fella here. So, you know the saying, pitter patter, let's get at her. And hopefully, like I said, it's been a while since I've welded up any real aluminum. The first time in a while was just laying the bead on here and then doing these practice beads, welding that on. So I have to get the practice in. Hopefully this turns out good. And I gotta weld up the heat exchanger on D-Ron's sausage. When we were out on the lake doing some of the speed runs, he chucked a stud right through the back heat exchanger. So we're gonna have to patch that up too. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this goes good. Okay, oh, hopefully I can weld this on without melting holes right through this sucker. Oh, can I do this? Oh, okay, now that sucker is all said and done, she is, this thing is hotter than Christina right now, so, which is pretty hard to do because Christina's pretty hot, but we'll let that cool down with a little bit of a beer break. Cheers, Pops. Okay, beer break's over, now let's, okay, yep, not bad, not bad. She's nice, cooled down. Now, I mean, I'm not the greatest welder in the world, but I mean, she's all stuck together. I don't know if I don't think I have any plugs to pressure test it. We might just have to cross our fingers and hope no boost leaks, but meant that is an intake completed. Nice one. Now we just gotta see if it fits in YOMAMA. Okie dokie artichoke. So, in a perfect world, after welding this all together, nothing's moved, and this will fit back in here. But we all know the world ain't perfect. Oh, but my fabrication skills are damn close. Nice one. Okay. So that fits in there. Fuel rail clears. My return line is kind of aimed at that, but I should be able to get a 90-degree barb or something, or a 45 or something, so I can clip on here, or worst case scenario, I can always move that fella, I guess. But yeah, that's in. I can access all the clamps. Let's see if the exhaust pipe fits on there and clears Oh, the charge tube. Come on, baby. Oh, she's gonna be close. She's gonna be real close. Let's see if we can snug this sucker up. Oops, if I got the right size freaking socket on there. That right there is closer than two Alabama cousins. Barely get my finger in there. Just like so. Oh, rock solid, baby. Rock solid. Now let's just have a looky-loo in here. So she's bolted on tight there, bolted on tight there. She's clearancing everything, but like I said, it is pretty close to that plastic tank, that pipe there. But we do have a bit of room in there, so the charge tube will go on. She's gonna be a little bit warm, but we'll use silicone charge tubes on there. That return line, I might have to move that. But then this way here, my charge tube can just come out, whoop, right to there. Beauty. Easy fabrication, I think. You know, coming around to the turbo side and everything, we got the exhaust pipe. It's all necked in. I tapered this down, welded it all up so it's all sealed and everything. And then I got plenty of room in there with the throttle bodies and the intake. So this is working out pretty mint. And then I still got, there's this, the mount here for the turbo brace, and then it's supposed to go up to here to brace that. I'll have to make something that comes around, but then when I come off of here, I can build a bracket and mount it right to the, weld another tab onto the intercooler, and I can bolt it to there so I don't have to worry about putting bolts all the way down to the engine, because this is all locked solid. Like the engine ain't going to be moving or nothing. It's all going to be one. There's no rubber mounts on the engine, so I can mount that to the chassis and it should be fine, and it'll stop it from blowing off. I mean, I got all the grooves in the clamps all machined in there, so should stop it from popping off, but you never know. I mean, we get 10 pounds of boost on this thing. Your mama might blow a gasket. But yeah, like on this side here, I've still got this aluminum brace in here, and I can just put a tab right off of here, weld one right on there, and I can bolt that sucker, so that ain't gonna go nowhere. This is coming together. Nice one. It is coming together really nice. I'm loving how it's all looking. You know, the aluminum intake on there turned out pretty good for my set of skills, I'd say. Not bad for a redneck. You know, I'm not an aluminum TIG welder by any means. You know, I'm still learning. I haven't welded anything aluminum in like over a year, so it's one of those things you kind of got to stay steady at it to be good at it. So I managed to keep that all clean. Welds turned out pretty good. So, you know, I got that exhaust pipe painted the flat black, and I got my SRX plate that I want to put on there, but I'm not going to leave it just looking like that. I want to wrap it with that titanium stuff, so the header wrap. So let's do that. So to wrap it, I just ordered this titanium looking heat wrap off of Amazon there. That's 2-inch by, I think there's 50 feet in here. I don't know. It looks like there's more than 25 feet. So I don't think I need all that much to go around. I mean, the pipe is kind of big. You know, it's going to eat up a bunch of this. But the way I do it is just take the whole roll, get a bucket of water, dump her in there, let that soak in there, let it absorb the water, get all wet. That way you can wrap it around the pipe nice and tight. It won't unravel and everything. And then as it dries out, it'll be nice and tight on the pipe. Then you don't end up with it all loose. Look at it bubbling away in there. But yeah, we'll let that soak, and I think that means another beer break for me. But when it's all said and done, then I'll wrap it around there. You get all these little stainless ties on there. So once you put your first coil on there, you just put one of these around to lock it in place, and then you just keep going around the pipe, wrapping it nice and tight, and then put another one on the other end, and we should be golden. While that header wrap's absorbing the water, we might absorb a beer. But going to the beer fridge, I got some new stickers that we're going to slap one up on here. So if you guys are interested in one of the new stickers we got, you know what? If you want to be awesome, you got to do awesome shit. And I think building YOMAMA with a triple 2-stroke turbo. Yeah, I think that counts as awesome shit. So now we just gotta find a spot on the fridge for a new sticker. You know, we got everybody on here. Hendrick Motorsports, they sent me a care package. Gotta like that. The Vixen, Christina sleds on there. She Dangles, Flowmaster. I got Flowmasters on the Fargo. That's why that sticker's on there. YOMAMA's on here. The Shocker's on here. Hurricane Performance. Ultimax belts by Timken. Turbo Dynamics. Our buddy King's Customs, Kurt there. Snowmobiler TV. Where are we going to put this one? Yeah, let's put it right on there. Oh, yeah, something just like that right there. Every man's got to have a beer fridge littered with stickers in their garage. So if you want some stickers for your beer fridge, check out our website, www.rednecks-dirtyhands.com. Grab some of our stickers from the website there, and then your fridge could be a nice one. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, that's the ticket right there. Before we go and start wrapping the pipe there, JP dropped off some miscellaneous parts he had. He was cleaning up his garage, and I had these vibrant 2-inch silicone couplers there, so that should hopefully hold up to the heat. She's going to be pretty close, but we'll have the header wrap on there. So, straight shot it. I had some leftover, this is a leftover U-bend, using it for all the exhaust bends and everything there. So I know most guys, you know, it should be aluminum, but you know what, for now, this is what I got. So I'll mock it up with that. So I just cut a couple of pieces off there. Slip this one in there like so. Then that sucker there will go just like that. We'll weld her up. And then the charge tube will be check. Okie dokie. So I've got the piece all cut and ground down. I just put a little Sharpie mark there to line those guys up. So I'll just butt that together. We'll give her some little tacks. Tickety-boo. Now, I know they got fancy welding clamps to hold things together, but I also got a pair of man hands, so. These hands have been burnt so many times, you don't even feel it anymore. Alright, let's make sure it still fits. Oh, by the way, check out my welding helmet. Remind you of anybody? Hello, Christina. Okie dokie artichoke. So, that should slide into there. That should slide into there. Ho, ho, ho. Like it was meant to be. That right there is a nice one. All right, we might as well hit that all the way around with some weld. Clean it up. So I just use my die grinder, the air die grinder there with these 24 grit 2-inch cookies, I call them, and they take the weld down in a hurry. So let's clean this up. Okie dokie. These cookies here are like a brush hog, man. They whack those welds down real quick. And then to clean it up and finish it off, my brother from another mother, Joe, left me a whole sleeve of these flap wheels there when we were building a little stove for him, making the maple syrup there. I'll clean her up with that. Now that right there, that is a thing of beauty. Like, you can't even see where it's welded. Nice one. I'll have to do the same thing I did with the aluminum pipe on the intercooler there. Is I'm just going to put a few little tack welds on the ends of the pipe here, so, and then I'll smooth them over. So when we clamp it on, the clamps can't push off of there. So I've got those 4 little tacks on each side. Let's slip this pipe in YOMAMA. Oh, that is gonna be absolutely mint. Few clamps on there. There, that is the charge tube done. Now we just gotta wrap that pipe. So we're making pretty good headway here. I got the intake made, the exhaust is made, and that charge tube is made. So now all I gotta do is wrap my pipe. If only I had somebody to help me wrap my pipe. Any takers?
I will.
Oh, who that?
Hey, me.
Oh, hey girl.
Honey.
You gonna help put some hands on my pipe?
I'll help you wrap your pipe.
Nice one. All right. So I've had this header wrap soaking in this bucket for a couple of days now, actually. Well, it is super nice having you to help me do this, baby. You want to grab the pipe out of there?
All right. Oh my God. Okay, free. Going over here.
Yeah, baby. Our makeshift little workstation here. Beautiful. Now, we might have to get some, usually I don't like wearing gloves, but this stuff is kind of like fiberglass and all that, so maybe throw some gloves on and then we'll start wrapping the pipe. Well, somebody's happy to get working. So we got some pliers, some side cutters, we got some zip ties, and the stainless steel ties to hold it all down. This stuff is basically fiberglass, and I hate when you get the little fibers in your skin.
Right.
Itch like crazy forever. So this stuff is all nice and wet. So I think all we're basically going to do is I'll start probably here after the accordion. We'll get it wrapped tight, and then I'll get you to just keep working the roll around for me, and I'll keep wrapping this thing tight as tight can be. You're going to have to loop it around. Yeah, and then I'll get this cinched up tight, just like so. The whole point of soaking it is so I can pull it nice and tight. Yeah. Keep wrapping it around on itself. Then that way, when it dries out, it won't be all loose and flopping around. And then as you wrap it, you just want to kind of keep going halfway over itself. So you're getting good coverage. Teamwork makes the dream work. There's nobody else I'd rather wrap my pipe with, baby. Although technically this is YOMAMA's pipe. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we cut this back here. We'll put a tie, and then we'll start from here, and we'll start coming back this way. From the other end now, baby, and we'll go that way.
That way.
That away. Let's keep on keeping on here.
Your stomach is growling.
I wonder if the mic got that.
Apologies.
Christina's farting over here. Jeez. I wasn't sure if... I thought 50 feet was going to be way too much, but I don't know. That roll's getting pretty short.
Right, and this is going to get fatter.
Flip of the table. If we end up needing another roll of this shit, I'm pissed.
Right. Where do you get this from?
My buddy Jeff Bezos.
You guys went to separate high schools together?
Yes. I mean, it's looking good the way it's wrapped and everything, but we got that one. Ay, caramba. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it'll fit.
Let's just get an idea if we're going to have enough. Oh my God.
And there's some gaps over here. Well, you might be okay.
50 feet might just be enough. Holy Jesus.
It'll be pretty close, I think, because it's not.
All right. Yeah, so if you're planning on wrapping your 2-stroke expansion pipe and you're ordering the stuff off of Amazon, get the 50-foot roll, because this is basically like a stock size expansion pipe for an Arctic, and we are, I think, just going to have enough. So keep that in mind.
A bit of a bump down there.
That's all right. Yeah, you got her. Oh, you dirty dog. It was going so good.
We were were on fire there for a minute. You kind of look like you peed your pants.
Maybe I did.
Keep it over there then.
I think we did a pretty good job wrapping that. High five, baby.
Yeah.
Now, can I drill through this stuff without messing up what we just did? Any mechanic, everybody knows what it's like drilling through something and there's, you know, a rag underneath or whatever. So I'm hoping it doesn't grab this header wrap and just spaghetti it.
Guess we're gonna find out.
We are gonna find out right about now. Oh. And even though we did just poke a hole in the exhaust pipe, we're gonna put a rivet in there, so that'll seal her up. That's just enough. I just give you a blowjob?
Yeah. Not my hair.
Boom! Custom SRX pipe, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Nice one.
Doesn't look too bad.
All right, let's hopefully everything still fits. We did add some girth to this pipe. It's all about the angle of the dangle here. Come on. There we go. Oh, wrong size freaking. That's for this one. Okay, dokey. All right, baby. That is mounted. Aw, that looks good.
Not too bad.
Geez, we might have to change the name of this project from YOMAMA to Christina, because this is looking good, baby.
You did a good job, honey.
Oh, we work pretty good together, baby. Like, look at this. That is a sexy looking expansion pipe with that header wrap on there and the hand-hammered SRX plaque. And we still got room between the silicone, the charge tube, and the exhaust. You know, hopefully that helps keep the heat down on the gas tank. But slowly but surely, we are making all the progress we need to get YOMAMA out on, well, maybe on the grass this summer, but if not, definitely out on the snow next season. So,
yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait. Isn't it going to be exciting?
Right?
So yeah, I'm loving how this is turning out. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of all this. The exhaust is done, intake's done, charge tubes are all figured out. There's still a lot to do on this project, but I mean, we are making progress. And you know what? If we can keep a steady pace on her from here on out, there's no doubt in my mind it'll be all together this season. Hopefully good to go for next season. You know, I'm pretty proud how this is turning out, and I know my dad'd be proud too. I think that even got him in the maple leaf and the necklace there. Well, as always, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying the progress on YOMAMA. You know, I am making some good headway with it, and I think if we stay steady on it, it should be a great project when it's all said and done. You know, we really appreciate all the support and everybody tuning in and checking out the progress. I do apologize, you know. It has been a few weeks since we posted something, but obviously with the tragedy of losing my dad, it's taken a little bit of time to get over, but we're going to get back into the full swing of things and hopefully get some more videos out on a steady basis. You know, maybe do something called Chop Talk with the old man's couch from the man cave there. Let me know if you guys would be interested in, you know, maybe once a month or, you know, who knows, maybe have some conversations with beers on the couch, you know, if you guys would tune into that or not. I don't know. And if you want some beer fridge stickers, check out our website, you know, and if you want to be awesome, you got to do awesome shit. Grab yourself some of those, right? So like I said earlier, you know, it just isn't going to be the same without the old man around. You know, he was the greatest man as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm going to miss him dearly. He's always going to be around. Got him in the maple leaf necklace there. JP's got one too. And one of his favorite things was to go out back, sit by the fire and have a beer. But, you know, the municipality where we are, they got a burn ban going all the month of April. So no campfires allowed. But they didn't say anything about burnout. So this one's for you, old man. knows? Maybe the fire department will get called here again one more time just because of Dad. Love you, Dad.